Capcom, as we knew them, are done. They are gone. They are a thing of the past, and frankly, at this point, I do not think they will ever be what they once were. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and yes, Capcom aims to increase ratio of female managers to 15%. Women currently only make up 21.2% of employees at the firm. This is a terrible decision, and not for the reason you think. This isn't some misogynistic, women shouldn't be in the workforce video, although to be fair, there probably is an argument that can be made for that, but no, it's their justification. It's what they say about it. It's why they say it. It's what they are trying to do, and frankly, it is intrinsically and objectively bad for the state of gaming, for the gaming culture. So we're getting into this article. Before we do, hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. And yeah, let's talk about why Capcom's initiative to increase women in management positions to 15% is a net negative. Capcom is aiming to increase its percentage of female managers to 15%. In a general Q&A at a recent shareholders meeting, Capcom said currently 21.2% of employees at the firm are female, which, to be fair, not a bad ratio. That means, you 21% are female. That's actually more women in the gaming space and in the sort of just regular day-to-day job aspect than it probably was, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, back in the 90s. Now, to be fair, we've seen Capcom have a slew of awful games lately, so I'm not saying that, it's the women's fault, but there is a correlation, if not a causation. So, yeah, I'm just saying bring back the golden age of the 90s, mid-2000s, when maybe that number wasn't so high, but I'd have to know what percentage of female employees it was back in the 90s and mid-2000s, so, that remains to be seen. 13.6% of its core talent being made up by women. Now, I imagine by core talent, I'm not sure what core talent is, but I imagine core talent means the individuals actually making the game. So we're not talking about people in HR departments, we're not talking about people in customer service, call centers. We're talking about the actual game development process. Now, 13.6% female, yeah, that's about the number I would expect, honestly. It's unclear what distinction Capcom makes between employees and core talent. When asked what it would do to increase the ratio of female managers internally, why were they being asked that? Who cares about that? The question is the company being ran competently? Are the teams being led properly? And if they are, then who cares if it is a man or a woman doing it? See, that's the real mindset people need to have. It shouldn't matter whether it's a woman or whether it's a man. It should matter, are they doing the job right? So if they're running well internally right now, if they're running smoothly, which to be fair, I would make the argument they are not, because Capcom has become a shell of their former selves, but regardless, financially, they're actually doing quite well. So if they are running fine behind the scenes, then why are you even asking a question like, oh, how are you going to get more female managers? That shouldn't be a question. The question should be, how are you going to increase the efficiency and competency of your managers? But that's not the political shell game these pundits play. The firm said it believed it would see more women making it to director positions by broadening its scope and increasing the ratio of female managers in the long term. Tell me what a woman having a director position on a video game is going to do to increase it. What feminine touch are you going to give Devil May Cry or Resident Evil or Street Fighter or Mega Man or Monster Hunter? What is being a woman matter to any of those games? Now, are you a fan of those games? Did you grow up playing those games? Have you played every single Resident Evil game since the very first one back in 1996 and you just so happen to have a vagina? By all means, direct away. Make the best damn Resident Evil game you can, because let's be honest, Resident Evil's been shit lately. I don't care if you're a male or female making the game, just give us a good goddamn Resident Evil game, because it's been too long. But if you're getting that job because you're a woman and not because you actually have the talent or skills for it, then I'm sorry, that's disgusting, that is immoral, and that is the sort of thing that will destroy the company of Capcom and any company this sort of ideology infests in the long term. The company also said it will consider non-Japanese directors when looking at candidates going forward. This is the worst part. Say whatever you want about women. This is the worst part. Non-Japanese directors. I'm gonna be real. Capcom is a Japanese company. Why do we play Capcom games? Because we want an intrinsically Japanese experience. Yes, Resident Evil takes place in America. Yes, Monster Hunter takes place in some sort of fictional world that doesn't exist. But the game design philosophy, the way characters are written, the way stories unfold, are intrinsically Japanese, and that is why they stand out. That's why they stand the test of time. That's why they are some of the most influential gaming series of all time. So no, I don't want a non-Japanese person coming in to make these games. Male, female, I don't care. If you're white, if you're African, if you're South American, if you're, it doesn't matter. This is a Japanese company that make Japanese games. They should be directed by Japanese people. So you know what? I would take a really competent Japanese woman over a man from America any day if he does not understand the aspect of what makes an intrinsically Japanese product. The fact that such a proud Japanese company who's never shied away from the fact that they are one of the biggest hard-hitting Japanese third-party development companies in the gaming space. The fact that they want to westernize, as proven by the fact that they will go with non-Japanese directors, is terrifying, because at this point they don't think of themselves as a Japanese company. They're Japanese in name only. Then what is the point? Why, you've built an identity for yourself since at least the 80s. I mean, go back to Ghosts and Goblins, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, go back to OG Street Fighter. You have slowly built a name and a reputation for like 40 years of gaming. And you're willing to throw that all away now to reach some mythical global audience that doesn't actually exist? You're willing to throw that all away because you are under false impressions of what gamers actually want? Like, that is so mind-blowing to me that people come to your company, fans, paying customers. We come for a very specific reason. And you are willing to piss that all away because you see fake demographics on Twitter/X that don't actually represent what the real paying customer wants. That is mind-blowing. Elsewhere in the Q&A, Capcom clarified that it would not stop producing physical games despite 90.1% of sales being digital titles in 2023. That is the only bit of good news in this article, is that they're still going to be making physical games, which, I'll be real, I make physical games, but if the game sucks, then why does it matter? Like, I'm coming off real harsh because Capcom, for a long time, was my favorite third-party company. And then in the late 2000s, early 2010s, late 2000s, and 2008 area, when they had the dislike content fiasco, when they were just dropping crap game after crap game, when they had a bunch of shady back-end deals, when DLC was, Capcom was atrocious. Then they started to earn some goodwill back. In the 2015 era and whatnot, 2013, 2014, Capcom started to get the ball rolling again, started to become a company that we could really start to believe was in it for the gamer again. And now they've spent the last 2 years just pissing all that away by openly and happily accepting these DEI initiatives, these ESG agendas. They proudly talk about on their website. They proudly talk about how they want to become a global company. They want to appeal to a modern audience that does not exist. You cannot point to a real-life modern audience, because once you try and make your product for everyone, it will appeal to no one. That is basic marketing. That's not even a video game thing. That is business 101. You have to have some sort of niche. Now, how small do you want to make the niche? That really, yes, you're going to want to be able to market to as many people as possible within your niche. Your niche should be actual gamers. That's all. If you appease actual gamers, it spreads from there, whether it be via word of mouth, whether it be because of good reviews, however it is, but you can't even get that right. But hey, you know what? At least when you put out these shitty games that are made to appeal to everybody, that are made to appeal to a Western audience, at least they'll have physical releases. Given the significant number of end users demand physical games, we do not expect to eliminate physical products, they said. In May, Capcom reported a high profit of 43.3 billion yen, or 277 million, for the 7th year running, driven by its digital content business. Yes, and this is what I was saying earlier. Capcom is doing really well right now. So they might look at these ESG initiatives, these DEI initiatives, they might look at this sort of glowing global aspect as, oh, we're making a lot of money, we can probably make a whole lot more if we just widen, if we cast a larger net. That's really bad, guys. That's not how it works. You're going to end up squandering all that profit you made on failed endeavors for things that don't work. Or you could be like Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast is one of the very, very few companies that get woke, go broke doesn't affect. And you know what? Fair enough. If Capcom can go woke and not go broke, hey, you know what? More power to you. I, as a paying customer and as a fan, loathe that, and I will not purchase any of your products again. But if you're able to do it, then what's one little fish like me? But not every company can do that. In fact, the vast majority of companies can't do that. So even if the general business knowledge I'm applying to Capcom in this video doesn't actually apply to Capcom, it still applies to the vast majority of other businesses, whether you're in the gaming space or not, and it still doesn't alter the ideology that should be the trending topic here, which is you should not be hiring women for just being women. You should not be hiring non-Japanese people to direct games for your Japanese game company. If you want to hire a woman, by all means, go for it, but make sure it's because she's good at her job, not because she's a woman. The moment you start putting these quotas on here, well, we want to have 15% women in management. Why? What will that do for you? Show me statistically what that will do. How will that help your profits? How will that help your product? How will that help your company? Aside from being able to put it on some fancy piece of paper that gives you more ESG money from Big Daddy government. That's the real problem here. Because when you've got these quotas, when you've got these diversity quotas, it doesn't do anything. It objectively does not do anything positive for the business at the actual hands-on level. Which means it is only optical, and who is it optical for? It's optical for the fuckers up top who are handing out all them ESG money bags. How can people not see this? Like, clearly Capcom sees it. It's very easy for them. That's why they want this 15% increase. Again, I cannot stress enough, if you're a woman and you can actually competently make a video game, get promoted. Go for it. Earn that bag, girly. Hell yeah, I'll cheer you on, you know. Feminist Leon over here or whatever, but that's not what's happening. That's not what we've been seeing happen in the vast majority of gaming spaces, or really any cultural space or business that's been doing these practices, because it's not about the competency, it's about the color of the skin, or what they identify as in terms of their sexual orientation, or in terms of their gender. All this stuff that shouldn't matter. What should only matter is, are you good? Can you competently and efficiently do your fucking job? But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. And this is the stuff your boy likes to cover. We're talking about Capcom. Oh, they will be missed, R.I.P. But we also cover anime, music, movies, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos I react to on my Friday night live streams, and of course, get involved with over 80 other vital idols. It is a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity. But only one kind of diversity. Diversity of thought. So if that interests you, hit the subscribe, join the Discord, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.